Since Lake Altus-Lugert is down 26 feet, I figured it was a good time to make the trip down to Quartz Mountain State Park to see the remnants of the old town of Lugert. This is one of my favorite lakes in Oklahoma to visit, especially when it's full. My kids and I enjoy the sandy beaches, picturesque kayaking, the rock climbing, and multiple places to jump into the water. Because the primary use of the lake is for irrigation, the lake seemingly stays low year-round. Now, 3 years ago, Gavin and I made the trip down there to check out when the lake was 110% full. All the floodgates were open and the water was roaring. Lugert was founded in 1901 by Frank Lugert on just 80 acres. Frank Lugert was born May 31st, 1869 in Zabau, in what we know today as the Czech Republic. Via the port at Hamburg, Germany, Frank Lugert arrived in America on May 9th, 1883. I could spend hours highlighting Frank and his interesting journey to America, but for now, we'll just focus simply on the era of the town itself. Frank moved to the area in 1898 and officially filed a claim on the land on October 3rd, 1901. He founded the town by establishing the post office. At its peak, it had a bank, 2 hotels, 2 pool halls, 2 restaurants, a saloon, and a lumber yard. The general store brought profits of $500 to $600 daily. That was a lot back then. There weren't any roads, just trails, and transportation was done via horseback and wagons. The town was frequented by escaped convicts and horse thieves, as the Wichita Mountains provided plenty of space to hide out. On April 27, 1912, at 12:30 p.m., a tornado hit the town that was filled with over 300 people. 2 were killed, 64 were wounded, and 41 of the 42 businesses were completely destroyed. Newspaper accounts of the tornado were as stated. Rain gushed out of the approaching cloud bank, followed by a monotonous roar as houses shook from the impact of the high winds. Shortly, all was quiet. No wind, no rain, or thunder. The storm passed directly over Lugert, and all you could see was rubble and naked prairie. The town of Lugert had simply disappeared. By 1940, work was underway for a proposed $5 million dam to be built just southwest of the town on the North Fork of the Red River. This would mean Lugert would be submerged under 10 feet of water. Frank was actually an advocate for the dam and irrigation for nearby farms. The dam was completed in 1948, and as expected, Lake Altus-Lugert flooded the original town.
Okay, this one won't be exact, but it is pretty close to the location at least.
Prior to the dam's completion, Frank Lugert relocated his store and post office to a new building just off the new Highway 44.
So this would normally be the lake right here. It's down about 26 feet right now. The spring rain should start pretty soon. Probably fill this back up quite a ways, but you know, for the most part, this lake stays pretty low year-round. All right, so here at the top of Williams Peak. So see, this is not exact, but it's pretty close to the same spot. And directly across over there is Lugert Mountain, also known as Rattlesnake Mountain. So a lot of the older papers you read and stories and stuff, they talk about a Rattlesnake Mountain, and that's it right there. So I don't know at what point it ceased to be called a Rattlesnake Mountain and became Mount Lugert, or Lugert Mountain, just depends. I've seen it different ways. Okay, here's another shot lined up. All right, so starting there from the right, that's Hicks Mountain. And then back there in the back, Twin Mountain. And of course, there's Twin Mountains that are over by Tom Steed. So I think a lot of times those get confused. And that big massif there, I just know it as Quartz Mountain. I don't know if a couple of those peaks have different names, but as far as I'm concerned, it's Quartz Mountain. That is Baldy Point. Awesome climbing routes if you're a climber. Right here is Williams Peak. I'm gonna head to that one next. Try to get a good vantage point. That's King Mountain. Climbed that a couple of years ago. And not sure what that one in the middle is called. This one here is Lugert Mountain, but back in the day they referred to this one as Rattlesnake Mountain. This right here looks like the grain bin facility that you see in the picture. You can line it up with Hicks Mountain and then the school. If you look in this picture here, you can see what I'm talking about. It's probably this one right here. It lines up, so I'm assuming this is it.
On maps today, the town of Lugert is on Oklahoma Highway 44 right next to the lake and state park. However, nothing is there. On September 1st, 1958, Frank Lugert passed away from pneumonia at the age of 89. He's buried next to his wife Katie in Hobart, Oklahoma. Whenever the lake hits a deficit of 20 to 25 feet or so, the town remnants and foundations are visible.